Hi there. I thought for this video I would talk about my personal history with Spider-Man. The first thing I can remember seeing of Spider-Man was the animated series which was out in the 90s. Sadly I don't have anything physical to show you because I don't own the show on DVD because that goes for stupid prices. I do have it on MP4 file format um, just because I was able to find it. The one thing that I do have, which is based on the 90s cartoon, is the video game Spider-Man for the Sony PlayStation. Yes, I'm calling it the Sony PlayStation because the PS1 name for it didn't come out until the PS2 became a thing. This game came out in the year 2000 and I believe has all the voice cast from the animated show. It certainly sounds like it to me. If not, then the people that they did get have done a really good job. It also has Stanley doing the narration, which is really cool. And also, this game came out when game companies were putting the cheats menu directly on the menu list. No hidden things, no secret button combinations. And the one that I remember is Stanley written backwards, which unlocks everything. So um, you could play in any costume that they had available. One of which made you invisible, which I thought was really cool. I used to have the second game, which was Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro, but I haven't really acquired that one yet. The cheat code for that one, I believe, was "and May" written backwards. I'm not sure when this actually came out, but I'm assuming it was around about 2001, 2002, something like that, because I was roughly 11 or 12 when it came out. Spider-Man, the first live-action movie with Tobey Maguire. When this was first out, I actually had it on VHS, and they actually put a little extra at the end of the VHS tape, which I thought was quite interesting. This particular DVD set is chock full of extras, including commentaries and a history of Spider-Man to the point of this movie being made. All the hype surrounding this movie, because it was the first live action Spider-Man, was huge. I can remember there was a comic magazine that I used to get called Toxic. Sadly, I no longer have the articles from that, but it would give you like little snippets of information about the movie, um, fan speculation, all that kind of good stuff. This to me is like Batman 1989 in terms of hype. The second Spider-Man movie, I didn't particularly like as much. It just wasn't all that interesting to me. Now the hype surrounding this one was huge again because of the black suit. And I was really excited because Venom is one of my favourite Spider-Man villains ever, and to see him just get shoehorned into basically a three-way between the Sandman and Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin, I'm not sure. Basically, the son of the Green Goblin from the first movie, but yet the name is never actually given as to whether it's the Green Goblin or the Hobgoblin. But yeah, having three villains in one movie clearly does not work. People have a huge problem with the emo scenes in this, but to me it fits the character of Peter Parker really well, because let's face it, he's an absolute geek, and the whole dance scene is him trying to be cool, so it kind of works in that respect. I mentioned the toxic articles in the hype for the first Spider-Man movie. I picked up this when it was new, and I actually haven't read it, but I really should. It gives you a massive insight into how they made the movie. Once I do, no doubt I will do a closer look at this. I was also able to pick up the same kind of thing for the third Spider-Man movie. Okay, the one animated show that I do have on disc is the short-lived Spider-Man, which was all CG and starred Neil Patrick Harris as the voice of Peter Parker / Spider-Man. If you don't know who that is, it's the guy who plays Barney in How I Met Your Mother. It says on the box that it's the first series. I don't know why they bothered calling it that, because it was only one series long. I'm not really sure why, but it was really good. The CG is a little bit dated now, but it still holds up to me. Yeah, this came out around about 2003, 2004, so yeah, it's a good 9-10 years since this was actually current. Going back to the 90s animated series, there was a follow-up series. I believe it was called Spider-Man Unlimited. The voice actors were totally different, and the animation style was completely different. The Spider-Man suit was completely different, but it was supposed to be a continuation on from the 90s animated series. Again, that was a short-lived series. All I can really remember of that is there was Spider-Man going to a world that was almost identical to ours, except it was run by anthropomorphic cats and other animals. I do want to pick that up. It goes for fairly cheap, so I'll probably be getting that before I get the animated series on disc, because the animated series goes for about 80 or 90 pounds. I'm not sure what that is in dollars. You'll have to Google it yourselves. Spider-Man is Amazing Spider-Man, which stars Andrew Garfield. This one is literally just the origin story retold. I do like that they used the lizard instead of the Green Goblin. The special effects are a lot better. I'm not particularly a big fan of not having the white bits here, but I know why they did it. It's because they wanted to make it look as though he could actually make the suit himself, because that's how it's supposed to be, that he just made it himself. Thankfully, they corrected that mistake in the sequel, and they've put the white bits in. It's never explained, it's just a thing that's there. Personally, I like this movie a lot, but a lot of fans hated it. I was just happy to see Electro being done in live action, because I wasn't sure how they were going to do it. I do believe that they're going to reboot the series yet again. I just hope they don't do the origin story for a third time. I've even looked for a Spider-Man only colouring book, and I've only done a couple of pages in this, one of which being Spider-Man, and then there is like 3 in a row of just Peter Parker, so that was kind of annoying. And as you can see, I've just kind of rushed that last one in particular, but I'm looking forward to doing the one of Spider-Man and Venom. Villains that are used in this colouring book are, well, there's Spider-Man, obviously, because it's his colouring book. There's Venom, the Green Goblin, Black Cat, and Doc Ock. I'm going to show you a picture of what I'm assuming is supposed to be the Green Goblin. Yeah. On both of these pages, I'm hoping it's supposed to be the Green Goblin, but I've never seen the Green Goblin look like this. It might be because I haven't read any of the comic books. Well, tell a lie, I read one. But for the size of the comic book, I couldn't justify buying like individual volumes. I got this, which is book 1 of the Amazing Spider-Man Ultimate Collection, which consists of Amazing Spider-Man number 30 to 45. I haven't read this, but I'm looking forward to reading it, and I know for a fact that once I read this, I'm going to want book 2 and book 3 and book 4 and so on and so on. And I'll probably get through them really quickly, but for the price of them, it's still pretty expensive for what they are. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm at, most recent history. I have seen a little bit of the newer animated shows, and I don't think they have the balance right between action and comedy. The 90s animated show to me had that balance down to a T. But then again, that could be just nostalgia kind of blindsiding me. With that said, I will see you in my next video.